Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where, we get inundated actually with recommendations to try the puzzles of Nicolas Duhail on the channel. But Nicolas is so prolific. Almost every day, it seems, he releases a new puzzle on Logic Masters Germany. They instantly get about or close to 100% rating. So we can't really do Nicolas's puzzles every day, but this one in particular, called Rigmarole, has garnered a lot of attention. Most recently, we had an email from the constructor Vitamins just saying that this puzzle is just so absolutely excellent. It would make a good video, which I hope will be true. It's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so I ought to be able to solve it, but you never know. And you can see we've got these arrows outside the grid. We'll do the rules properly, but the basic idea is like that 28 is counting how many cells in that direction. Or it's not counting how many cells, it's counting the sum of digits in that direction up to a change of parity. And the cells up to the final digit, which has the same parity as that one, summed to 28, if you see what I mean. Probably didn't explain that very well, but that's how I understood the rules when I read them before I turned on the webcam. And this is what we're going to be attempting in today's video. So we'll get to that and we'll read the rules properly in a moment or two's time. A couple of things to mention before we kick off today, though. Firstly, huge thanks if you joined us last night for our Blueprints stream. We were part of something called the Cerebral Showcase. Is it that? Yeah, on Steam. So people were watching us on Steam as well as on the channel. And I won't say very much about what happened. I will simply recommend that if you have been following for the first 46 episodes of our trip through the Blueprints Mansion, you will probably enjoy episode 47 as well. So I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Next, it is the 1st of June. Pinch punch, first of the month. But on the first day of every month, if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, and why wouldn't you be? It's frankly the best puzzle club on earth. A couple of bucks a month to join us over there. We launch a brand new competition, and this month's competition is themed on aliens, in particular these declassified US files, which happened recently, basically documenting all sorts of things that have been discovered over the years relating to aliens over there in the US and the wider world. We discovered some Sudoku related material in that. So if you want to get involved, you've got until the 20th of June to solve all the puzzles. And good luck to you. And the prize, as usual, is the chance to come onto the channel and try and solve a puzzle. So if that does appeal, get your solving hat on and off you go. And I think that's everything in terms of Patreon. But the other thing I wanted to mention is our brand new app. We've just released an app of ZETAMATH'S puzzles, which is very special indeed. So that is available on all the usual app-related dispensaries. So check that out. And I've got birthdays to do today as well. Let me look at my list of birthdays. Start off with Maddie. Maddie, you're turning 31 today, I think. Maddie was in one of our, it might have even been the very first viewer solve video that we made. Maddie is very smart and was an absolute delight to be a solve partner of. And I think there's already been some chocolate cake, if I understand correctly, Maddie. Anyway, I wish you a very, very happy birthday today. Next, Bradley. Bradley, it's your birthday today over there in the US. I know this because your partner Jordan wrote to me and told me you've just finished your degree. No, well, not your degree, your PhD in chemistry. So many congratulations on that. Chemistry PhD, that must be a difficult subject. And Bradley, well, many happy returns. I hope you find some excellent chocolate cake, heavily iced, of course. Next, Hayden. Hayden, it's your birthday today. And I know this because your friend Hannah wrote to me telling me that she has great memories of the two of you sitting and watching and solving Sudoku together. And she thought you might like a shout out. So Hayden, many happy returns. Hope there's some excellent cake, of course. And then finally, oh, my watch is buzzing. Joel, your wife Sky wrote to me, telling me that you're a maths teacher, and I know this June marks your first wedding anniversary. And Sky told me that you watch the channel a lot, so thank you for doing that. And she thought you might like a shout out. So here it is. I hope a first wedding anniversary is a good excuse for some excellent chocolate cake. And many congratulations to the two of you on your first anniversary. And that, they are all the snippets of news that I have. So let's have a look, shall we, at Rigmarole by Nicolas Duhail. And let's have a look at the rules of this puzzle and see exactly what we have to do. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, clues outside the grid indicate the sum of all continuously diagonal adjacent digits with the same parity up to and not including the first digit with the opposite parity along the indicated diagonal from the direction of the clue. And digits may repeat if allowed by other rules. So I think what I explained before was correct. So basically this 34 is saying whatever the parity is oddness or evenness of this digit is, then you go along here, however many digits it is, until you reach the total 34, and then you should find that the next digit, say it was that one, is of the opposite parity. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty straightforward rule. I mean, I've seen little killer clues before. This is a slight rinky-dink on that. A little change, a little rigmarole, perhaps. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, the first and most obvious point I will make is that an awful lot of these clues are even, which is not going to help us determine the parity. Because, of course, if you sum an even number of odd digits, you will get an even number. So this 28, for example, that could be the sum of an even number of odd digits, which would have to probably be 4. Oh yeah, you could actually do that very easily with odd digits, because you can repeat digits, can't you? You could have 3 9s and a 1, for example. I don't see a problem with that. Okay. Well, I mean, there is an odd clue, 11. So that's got to be an odd number of odd digits. You obviously can't sum 11 from even digits. So I'm thinking it's going to be 3, but let me just think about that a bit harder. It is actually going to be exactly... Oh, yes, no... Yeah, okay, it is. Because it has to be an odd number of odd digits, because an even number of odd digits would add up to an even number. So it's either 3 or 5. But if it was 5, the totals couldn't work, because the minimum sum of those 3 would be 1, 3 and 5, which is 9, which would require those two to only sum to 2, which they can't do. If they're both odd, they're going to be at least a 1-3 pair. So those 3 are odd. They sum to 11, and then that must be even according to the rules. And I'm going to use the patented coloration technique for odds and evens on Cracking the Cryptic. We tend to use orange for odd and blue for even, because blue and orange are the most colourblind friendly contrasting colours in our palette. And orange begins with O and odd begins with O. So that's the technical reason why we use orange for odd. Now, if these must have a 1 in them, 3, 5, 7 would be too big. They actually need 1. Okay, it's got to. There's only one way of doing that, I think. 1, 3, 7. any other combination in my brain at least doesn't seem to work. If we missed out the 3, the minimum sum would be 157, which is more than 11, it's 13. So it must be 1 and 3, and then the other odd digit is just the balance to take us up to 11. So this is 137. This is even. Now, which diagonal is that on? That one. Well, you can't make 22 in 2 odd digits. The maximum they could be would be a 7-9 pair. So we know that this cell here is included in this 22 diagonal. So that must be an even total. Now, how long is it? Could it be only up? No, it could. It could. If that's an 8 and that's a 6-8 pair, that gets to 22. Bobbins. Oh, okay, so we can't do that. Or at least it's possible that this is odd and that's just a 3-cell total. Don't really know how to approach the rest of this. Is it no, I really don't know how to do that. I'm wondering if I should sort of draw arrows or something to indicate the minimum length of the clues. Or is it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I should have better ideas as to exactly how to start this puzzle. I mean, I've had ideas around the secret. I wondered if the secret could be relevant in box 7, but I don't think it could be. The secret being, this is something I share with only my very favourite people, but of course, if you're watching this video, you are one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is that any 3x3 box of a Sudoku, or indeed complete row or complete column, because of the rules of Sudoku, will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, and those digits sum to 45. So I was just wondering whether we could do something there, because those... I don't see how though, because we don't know how long the clues are. Okay, I'm going to go back to my other idea. I'm going to try... I don't know if this is very easy, because this 16 clue, that could be as few as 2 cells, couldn't it? And it could be 2 cells in either parity, because it could be a 7-9 pair, or it could be double 8, or it could be a much longer clue and have little digits on it. But I suppose, okay, so we can say it's at least 2. In fact, can I take that to the... Oh, no, I can't. I wondered if I could get... Oh, I can do it from the top. I can... Okay, so it's at least... Oh, how did we do that? So it's at least those 2. Right, let's use different colours then. So the 28... Well, you can't do it in 2 cells. Can you do it in... No, you can't do it in 3, because even I mean, it wouldn't work, but even if it was 3 9s, it would only add to 27, so it's at least 4 cells. So if it was odd, if this diagonal was made up of odd digits, it would have to stop there, because a 5th odd digit would sum to an odd number. But if it was even, it could presumably go here and just have small even digits on the... Oh, okay, here's a weird point. This 28, I can't do that in 1 cell. So that 28 and this 28 have the same parity because they share this cell. Okay, so let's actually use red for that one as well then. So that one, again, you can't do it in 3, so it's at least 4. So I don't know what to do with that. Those ones are the same parity. Obviously, every row and column and box of a Sudoku will have 5 odd digits and 4 even digits just because of the nature of the numbers used. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 odd, 2, 4, 6, 8 even. Oh, the 10. Okay, the 10 might have to have that parity as well. But 10, you could absolutely do in 2 cells. But if the 10 goes for 3 cells, it would share the parity of the 28 clues. The 24 clue at the top, let's use a different colour for that. So that's going to be at least 4 cells actually. And the way we can see that, because normally 24 in Sudoku could be 7, 8, 9, but obviously 7, 8, 9 are different parities. There's odds and evens in that. So we can't do it in only 3 cells. So we're going to need at least 4. Now, if it was odd, it would have to take all 6 of those. Because at 5 odd digits, again, it would add to an odd number. So if it did take all 6, those would be a 5-9 pair, which would be 14 of the 24 already. But that could just work if that was 1 and that was 1, 3, 5, adding up to the extra 9 that we'd need. I still don't think I've got this, you know. I don't think I understand the 10 clue. Let's just, I mean, that's at least 2 cells. I mean, we can say that. 16, that's the same as that pink one up there. That could be 2 cells. Oh, hang on. Is it something to do with bumping the 28 into the 16? Well, they obviously can't bump into each other in the sense that if the 16 was, you know, we said it, oh, it's 4 cells. Well, then there's no change of parity there, which would mean that the whole of the diagonal would be the same parity, which would mean that 28 was equal to 16. And a knowledge bomb for you, that is not the case. So the 16 clue is either 2 cells or 3 cells. If it's 3 cells, it's even. Ah, hang on. I've just seen something else. The 20 clue. This 20 clue. I can't make 20 in 2 cells. I can't make it in 3 cells, actually, either. Because it would be 3 cells of the same parity, which would mean they'd have to be even. But all different, and 8, 6 and 4 don't add up to 20, because I know from all the Sudoku I've done in my life that 8, 6, 4 and 2 add up to 20. So does that... So this one has to be odd, I'm going to claim now, because let's use a line for this one. Let's use blue. It's got to be at least 4 cells for the reasons I just mentioned. Because again, 3 cells, if they're odd, can't add up to an even number, and if they're even, they can't get as high as 20 if they all have to be different. So it's at least 4 cells. But now, if this was even, I'd have 5 evens in box 7, because I know that the 22 is even, because that's what stopped the 11. So this is good. So those are odd, definitely. But I don't know how far this goes. It's either stopping there, or it's 2 more, or it's 2 more again, perhaps. Probably can't be 2 more again. The minimum sum of a 3-digit odd total is 135, which is 9. So 135 again, 18. So we couldn't have 2 more up there. It would break the 20 total. So it's either 4 long or 6 long. Now, what does that do? Oh, maybe the 34 has to be odd now. Does that? Yeah. The 34, this one here, which I've not looked at all. Let's use a different colour. Again, we can't put 3 9s or something. That's only 27. So we're going at least as far as 4 cells. It might have to be longer than that, actually. if we had 3 9s, 27. No, you could do it with 3 9s and a 7, believe it or not. So it could only be 4 cells, but we've just worked out it's therefore got to share parity with row 6, column 4, because these cells are in both the 20 clue and the 34 clue. Now, given we've worked out that the 20 clue needs odd digits, the 34 needs odd digits. So, how does that help us? I hear you ask. Oh, it's something. It's going to be something to do with this one, isn't it? The 28 and the 16 now. Yeah, that's it. That's actually very beautiful. It's very beautiful. For this reason, I'm going to claim this 16 clue now cannot be odd. And I think that must be correct. So let's go through why. If the 16 was odd, these two would definitely be odd because you can't make 16 in one digit. But then this is still odd as well, so it's included in the count. But we can't make 3 odd digits add up to 16, so we're going to have to include that one as well. And once we include that one, we know all these 3 are all the same, and we get the 28 equals 16 problem. So these have to actually be even. And therefore, because they then hit an odd, they have to be double 8, I think. So now my 22 clue has got no 8s in its first 3 cells, which means the maximum sum of those 3 cells is going to be a 6 here and a 4-6 pair there. That's only 16, so we have to go further. That has to be even along the 22 clue. Let's draw that in. It's going at least to there now. Now, what on earth do we do with this? I've now looked at all the clues, haven't I? That is a terrifying, terrifying thing, because apparently I should now be able to solve the puzzle. Oh, do I now know what the 28 is, though? Yeah. Oh, I can. Yes. Yeah, this is lovely. It's really lovely because I can just do the logic I did on the 16 with the 28. It's the same point. I've got 4 digits there, definitely in the 28 clue. If these were all odd, the 28 clue would have 5 odd digits in a row, which won't add up to an even number. So these have got to be even, which means the other 28 is also even. Now, I tell you what, Nicholas is very clever. Now look at the 24 clue. Those 3 have the same parity. They now can't be even, because if they were even, we'd have 5 evens in box 2. So those are odd, which goes to there. Now, the 24 clue has 5 odds in a row. That won't work. It will add up to an odd number, so that's odd. Right, okay, that's good. That's good, because that's going to do something on this 24 diagonal. Because we've got here, we looked at this before, that's a 5-9 pair now by dint of Sudoku. These are all even, actually. Might just highlight those in case it gives me 4 in a row anywhere, but it doesn't seem to. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So these add up to 14. We know the minimum sum of these would be 135, adding up to 9. That's already 23, so this has to be a 1. And they have to be 135. Now I don't know what to do. Oh, no, I can do it, though. The 34, this 34 is going to be something ludicrous, because it ends. It is only 4 cells long. So that has to have 3 9s. It has to be 3 9s and a 7. So 9, 9 in those two, 7, 9 here. Now I've got a 9 in my 20 clue going up there. So it's probably hard for that to have 2 more. Let's think that through. Yeah, if this 20 clue didn't end with the 9, it would have to have 2 more cells to retain the correct parity. The minimum they could be would be a 1-3 pair. So those 3 would add up to 13 minimum. But we know the minimum for a 3-cell odd diagonal is a 9 total, and that would break the 20 total. So this has to be even. And now I have got all my evens in row 5. So those are all odds, which has ended my 28 clue. Oh, hang on. Both 28 clues are ended. So they're going to have massive digits in them, aren't they? Because 28 in 4 even digits, even if you had 3 8s, you'd still need a 4 as the other digit. Can you do it with only 2 8s? No, you can. You could do 2 8s and 2 6s. Bother. Oh, I see. Okay, but these 3 digits add up to 11 now, which we looked at the start. There's only one way to do that in this strange world, so that's 137. Now, can we do something with that? It's hard to keep track of which clues you've actually sort of used properly. Like, no, I can't. I wondered whether I could go to the clues themselves and tick them to sort of say, no, I've used you fully, but I don't think I can. 9 has to be in one of those 2 cells in box 2. That's just by Sudoku. Oh, well, if I'm going to do Sudoku, I should actually do Sudoku, shouldn't I? So 9 is in one of these 2 cells. 5. Where's 5 in this box? It's only got 1 place. So that's odd. Let's record that at least. And put the digit in. That would be sensible. So 9 is in one of these 2 cells. So 9 is in one of those 3 cells. Not that one because of the 9 pencil mark. And 5 is in one of these cells. So if that was a 5, the 16 clue would have to extend at least to here and be a 4-celler. Can it be a 2-celler at the moment? It can't be a 2-celler and be... Oh, no, that's it. That's actually it. Yeah, look at the 16 clue. Well, actually, it's still something. The 16 clue cannot only be 2 cells. Because if it was, what would its composition be? If it was even, it would be 8, which seems to be impossible. If it was odd, it would be 7, 9, and it sees 2 9s in the columns. So it's not either of those things. Now that, I don't think we can do much more than just extend the pink line 1 more cell. Because it could still be even, couldn't it? And just be 3 cells long. If we knew it was odd, it would have to go there as well. I don't know if that's all right. But it could be. Bobbins, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. If we... it's probably the 28 clues that I need to give some attention to. I'm just trying to see whether there's anything more obvious than that. It could be the 22 clue, could it? Those digits have a maximum value. It's a little bit restricted. These 3 If this was a 6 and this was a 4-6 pair, would sum up to 16. So that's got to be at least a 6. So that is 6 or 8. And that's got to be 4 or 6 then. One of those has to be 6. But they could be 6 too if both of these were maxed out. One of these is definitely a 6. Okay. I'll bother. I think it might get more complicated now then. 8 has to be in one of those. Can 8 be here? That would be a 2, and that, no, it wouldn't work. So that's not 8. Because because once this was a 2, this would also be in the count because it would be a run of evens. Okay. All right, let's try this 28 then. Let's see what we can learn about this. Do we need an 8 in one of those? If they were 6, 4. Yes, we do. That's nowhere near enough because these would have to add to 18. So there's definitely an 8 in one of those. And it's still, actually, it's not that easy to do this. You can't have a 2 in there, can you? Because if one of these was 2, they would only add to 10, and these would have to add to 18, and double 8 only gets you to 16. So these are from 4, 6, 8. And I think there's going to have to be more 8s in these cells. But oh, no, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go and look at something different. I'm going to look at the 16 clue again. Because I've just realised that if this was an odd total, those 2 digits would both be odd. And they wouldn't be 1, 3, 5. They would be 7 and 9 on their own, adding up to 16 on their own. So this is even, actually. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because now those are odd by parity in the box. I don't know whether that... Oh, well, 9 gets placed from that. 9 can't go on an even string. That gets me 9 and 7 in box 8. That gets me 7, I suppose. Oh, this is doing all sorts of things with 7s. That does all sorts of things with 7. Sorry about this. I should have seen this before. That's not a 3 in the corner. That's not a 7. 3, 7. Chocolate teapot. That, believe it or not, is now a 7-9 pair by Sudoku. So those are a 3-5 pair. One of these is a 1. So one of those is a 1. And 2 is on the 16 diagonal in these cells. And this can't be 5 anymore. So the maximum value of that is 6. The maximum value of those 2 is 6 plus 2. That's not enough to get to 16. Because we know the 8's in one of those. So even if they were 8, which is the maximum they could be with a 2, 6, add another 6 there, you only get to 14. So actually that's weird. So that's even, which places places the 1 in box 5. But now this is even longer. It's a 5. Oh, right. That's huge. Because the 16 is 5 cells. I don't quite know how we're going to make that work. But assuming I haven't made a mistake, this certainly can't be even. Because that would imply that 10 was equal to 16. Because we'd have a complete run of evens in this diagonal. So those are 2 odd digits summing to 10. That can't be 1, therefore, because this would be 9 and break Sudoku. Double 5 won't work. I did think of it, but it doesn't work. It's okay. So this isn't double 5. It's not 9, 1. So it must be 3, 7. And we know the order. 7, 3, 7, 9. 9 in one of these 2 cells. 7 is placed in box 3. This is a beautiful puzzle. It is a beautiful puzzle. What? Oh, no, that doesn't work. Well, let's look at this 16 then. How is that going to work? if we minimize everything, can we actually... Ooh. Well, especially with this digit being on the diagonal, I don't think that can be a 2, because then these would have to add to 26, and even if they were 3/8, they'd only get to 24. So this is at least a 4. So we've got 4 here. We could have 2 here, so that's 6. We could have a 2-4 pair there. That's another 6, so that's 12. So that cell is no higher than 4. It's a 2 or a 4. That doesn't work. It doesn't fix it, does it? That's amazing. So actually, this 5-cell even diagonal is perfectly doable, which I wasn't expecting. Okay. So where do we... Where's the easy win here, then? Maybe it should be doing more... Oh, I can do 9 in box 7. Let's put that in for orange. So this digit here is even. And it doesn't seem to be able to be 6. So that is 2 or 4. And we can never put 2 on this diagonal. Presumably one of those needs to be an 8, does it? If they weren't, they would only add up to 10. Yeah, that wouldn't be enough. So one of these is an 8, definitely. So this is from 4, 6, 8 as well. Now what's the minimum of this one then? If this was 8, 6 and that was 8, we'd get to 22. So that is 6 or 8, which means that's good. That's good. Right. So that must have exactly the same property. So what I'm claiming is if this is as low as 4, you can't make the other 3 add up to enough, because they'd all have to be 8 basically. So that's 6 or 8, which means I've got a 6, 8 pair here, which means I've got a 2, 4 pair here. Let's extend my pink diagonal so that actually is fully shown. And hope that does. So this digit is 2 or 4 by Sudoku. Maverick's flying over, which is sometimes a propitious moment when we're trying to solve Sudoku puzzles. 20. So this is 6 or 8, isn't it? In fact, yeah, I can do exactly the same thing on this diagonal that I've just done on this one. You get a 2-cell sum here that maxes out at 14, which means you need these to add up to 14, which means neither can be individually as low as 4. So they are from 6 and 8. That gives me a 6, 8 pair here, which gives me a 2, 4 pair. Well, this is 2 or 4. It gives me a 2, 4 pair in this column, so this isn't 4 anymore. Oh, and all the even digits have gone in that column. I should have seen that. So, oh, it's a funny bird noise. So these are both odd. We've had all the... Oh, we can do some parity shading. Look, this digit is even. Seven and the 3. There's a 5 in one of those two, in case that's the relevant next step. That can't be a 1, look, because of this one. Right, these are from 1, 3, 5. That probably doesn't merit a mention. It might be colouring or something like that. Is that going to be relevant? Not sure. Okay, 8 is in one of these two, and 8 is in one of those two. So here is the question: could this be 8? And the answer must be no, and the way to see that is to ask a facetious question. How many 8s do we think there'll be in column 7 of this puzzle? And the answer, of course, is 1. There's not going to be 2 8s in any column of this puzzle. There's going to be 1 8 in this column, and there's going to be 1 8 in this column. So in these 2 columns together, there are 2 8s. But we know in that pencil mark there's 1 8, and in those 2 cells there's 1 8. So they are the 2 8s for these columns. So this can't be a third 8, that must be 6, that must be 8. And now presumably there's going to be more pressure than ever on this diagonal, because these 3 digits, once we've got a 6, this can't be more than 6 and 8. So it's going to have to be 6 and 8, and this is going to have to be an 8, and that's the only way you can make this diagonal add up to 28. And now I've got an 8 here, so this becomes a 4 apparently, which means this is actually an 8, because this diagonal has 3 8s on it and a 4, so that's a 6, that's an 8, that's a 6. Okay, well that's made me feel like we're on the right track. Now, what on earth is going on this diagonal? Oh, well, we can do some of it. 4, 2 by Sudoku, 4 here. I've got 12 on it already and 2 more digits to come, so they're going to both have to be minimumed to get me to my 16. So this isn't 2. This is a 4 or a 6. One of these is a 2. I don't know if that's probably resolvable. 8 I can put into here by Sudoku. 6 is placed, which places 5 as well in box 6. So that might do something for us. This is a 4 by Sudoku. This is a 2 by Sudoku. That's 8, that's 6. Okay, this is starting to work now. 8 can be placed here. So this is 9 using our pencil marks. So this is 9 using our pencil marks. So we've got 2 9s. Okay. This 2 means this is 6. So this apparently has to be 4. Now we can just do the maths on this diagonal. 16, so we need another 6 to get us to the correct total. This is 4 by Sudoku. So let's put that in. Therefore this is 2. Therefore this is 2. Let's put the even digit in there. That's definitely odd. This is 1 or 3 by Sudoku. This column, this is that's 3 or 7. I know it's odd, but I don't think I know what it is yet. I feel like I've done most of the clues though. So it might just be a festival of Sudoku to finish this. This is a 1-2 pair. Where's where's 2 in box 3? It's got to be there. So that's most certainly even. Where's 6 in column 8? It's exactly there. So these 2 are definitely odd now by parity. We've had these 2 are definitely odd by parity. So these 2 are definitely even by parity in column 1. We haven't put 6 in column 1, so we can put the 6 and the 4 in. 4 in the corner over there. These are both odd now by parity. This column, 1, 2, no, we can't do it yet. That's odd by parity. That 3, 5 has to find a home in this box. The only place it can go is exactly there. Does that do it? No, is the short answer. We done? Oh, I've got a 7 here. I don't know how long I've had that for, but that's looking at that digit. So 3, 1, 7, 7. This must be a 3, 5 pair in this column. So this is now 1, Sudoku. 3, 5 pair in this row. This is now a 3, so 5, 3, 5. 1, 3, 3, 5. Okay, it is start. That's a 3. This is a 5. That's a 1. That makes this a 1 and this a 2. Let's do our parity. 1 is here. 1 is here. 5 is here. 5 is there. We need a 2 in that box, so that's got to be there. And that is a lovely 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. And that is just a beautiful puzzle. How long has that taken me? 45 minutes. That, I'm not too ashamed of that. I think it's quite, I mean, it's a very nice puzzle. It is a very nice puzzle. It's a beautiful idea, and the way that all the sort of diagonals sort of link together, and that you could work out which ones of them shared parity, and that turned out to be important. It's just beautiful. It's really, really, he is such a good setter. Nicholas, take a bow again. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. Oh, I should check that. I forgot to check that the other day as well. Anyway, it was correct. That's good. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.